Right at the start of this video, I want to point something out to you incredibly important on the Cardano chart, something that's very special, I would say, happening from a technical analysis perspective. You can see ADA in this red box. At this point, touching this 50-week moving average, and we're going to dive into this area that Cardano is at right now. But notice last cycle, ADA was still trending down at this time of the cycle, at this part of the red box. And ADA was still trending down. It actually didn't make the move to the 50-week moving average in blue until just this area in between the Bitcoin halving, which is right here, and the end of the red box. Right now, we've made the move to the 50-week moving average, Cardano above 30 cents at this point of the cycle, and we're still within this red box. And the red box is just an illustration of where we are in cycles. This is an incredibly important move, and we're going to dive deeper into why that's important and what's happening from a momentum perspective as it relates to Cardano. And we're also going to dig into the charts, into the hourly. I don't do this a lot, but I've been tracking the hourly, just having some fun with it. Want to discuss what might be next for Cardano. So please hit the subscribe, hit the like if you get any value or enjoy these videos. Your support really does mean a ton to me. I want to start with just some crazy bullish data, and actually want to have a little bit of fun with it because I posted a little bit earlier on X. This is blockchain backer, absolute legend in the crypto space. I'm going to show you a clip from this video that he did, and I posted it on X. Check this out real quick as it relates to Cardano, and yes, something extremely bullish for Cardano.
Dan Gambardello, like always talking about Cardano, but he gets crapped on nonstop because that's what he talks about the most.
Wait a second. I don't talk. I think it's pretty well diversified. I don't talk about Cardano all the time. It's obviously probably my top play in crypto, but we diversify our content as well. But check out what he's about to say, everybody. This is so key outside of just the ADA charts, and it's everything that I think most people should be paying attention to.
I feel for that guy because he's convicted in what he says, and the data backs him up.
The data backs him up. What data? What data is he talking about, referring to? I think it's this. Check this out.
And look, I'm not saying it's going to happen today, okay? I'm not. They could just chill down here for a month. Who knows? But the developer activity on Cardano is still through the roof. Through the roof.
Just fundamentals, everybody. Developer activity, for one. This is a post from, I guess, a few days ago. Cardano top project regarding developer activity in October. Yet again, this happens time and time again. We see developer activity, Cardano is just kind of dominating in that regard. And it's also dominating just in general when you start looking at DeFi. Look at this all-time high as it comes to total value locked on Cardano. Once again, still another day breaking all-time high in ADA value. This is so key. This is like a hidden secret in crypto. Most people are not paying attention to this. And it really is a big deal. And that's not to say, well, if this is happening, why is ADA price not exploding? That's not how cycles work, everybody. Cardano's laying the foundation as other protocols in times past have been doing. Ethereum's a perfect example. What we see happening on this chart right now is exactly what Ethereum was doing prior to its first DeFi bull cycle. And Ethereum went crazy. Ethereum went crazy. So when we're looking at what could happen with Cardano, we get some hints. And just look at this. And special shout out, I just want to point this out. Indigo most recently hopped on to #1 in terms of total value locked protocols on Cardano. And that's if you click staking or if you don't even include staking in the TVL, Indigo #1 right now. But Indigo is a really good example. I want to show you something. Look at Indigo and their total value locked. This is just a project, and this is just illustrative of what's happening on Cardano. Not just Indigo, but project after project after project. We have Indigo right now at $63 million total value locked, but I just want you to simply look back. Not even a year ago. This is December, $7 million. The chain just waking up. Cardano DeFi just waking up. And all of this happening, this growth that you see here, this what we could call DeFi adoption that you see here, this is not even in a bull market. We're not even in a bull market. And I'll take that a step further. When we look at a Bitcoin chart, I really don't think the bull market is truly set to just explode until post-halving. We're looking at like around a year away before I'm talking crypto is really exploding, the parabolic part of a bull market, and altcoins start dominating. We're not even there yet. We still have time to go. And Cardano DeFi just doing its thing. The fundamentals are so in place right now for just another insane bull cycle for Cardano. I could be wrong about it all, but this is me tracking the data. That you all know that's what I'm doing on this YouTube channel. I'm tracking things how I see it, and that's it. And we're going to see how it plays out. Let's dive into the ADA charts. I want to start on the weekly. Then we're really going to dive into the daily setup, the target to 45 cents, what could happen in the very immediate short-term future. And let's start with the weekly though. So as I mentioned, we've hit this 50-week moving average. This is huge. The last time we did this was all the way back here in April 2023. It was another lower high in the bear market, basically, before even going lower. This was SEC stepping in with the Coinbase case. That did not help Cardano at all. But Cardano ADA has just been consolidating, doing its thing. These moving averages, the 50, the 20, that's the story. I've been talking about this for so long throughout this bear market is when are we going to flip these things, right? When's ADA going to start putting higher highs and higher lows above these moving averages? Because that's bull cycle territory, right? That's what we look for. Higher highs and higher lows above those weekly moving averages. The first step is to break them. And right now, ADA is testing the 50-week moving average. It is key resistance. It's at this 32 cent area, right where ADA is right now. There's still 3 days, 3 hours left on the Cardano weekly chart. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in terms of the weekly close of this candle above or below the 50-week moving average. Notice the 20-week moving average around 27 to 28 cents. That's going to be important in just a couple of minutes. So that's the setup on the weekly. But the other piece of the weekly that I want to discuss, besides the fact that ADA is making that move earlier than it did last cycle, you can see after the red box last cycle, this time we're in the red box. Besides that, I want to just discuss something. That is the MACD, this momentum oscillator. You can see the MACD line crossing the red signal line. And what we're looking for is really just that MACD line to really start cruising to the upside above zero on the histogram. That's bullish territory for a multi-cycle outlook, zoomed out on the weekly. And you can just see ADA didn't get there until right before the Bitcoin halving last cycle, right? It tested it, came back down a little bit, and then really kind of started making its move above the zero on the histogram. I'm talking about that MACD line, the blue line, started making that move around halving of last cycle. And the halving of this cycle is all the way here in the spring of 2024. It's going to be very interesting to track this MACD line in the coming weeks and really the coming months going into this halving. Because will ADA MACD line cross above zero on the histogram sooner than it did last cycle? That's something I'm keeping an eye on, especially now because we have the 50-week moving average being tested sooner than it was really tested last cycle at this time. So let's start zooming in just a little bit on the chart. We have this setup on the daily now. It's the falling wedge we've been talking about. Breakout out of the upper trend line the other day. We saw this little resistance here at the 200-day moving average around 30 to 31 cents. We were tracking for a break through that if it was going to hold as resistance. ADA broke through it. We have a target to the upside, 45 cents. I want to explain, and this is how I see these patterns. This is all the data I've been tracking over the years, and I've been doing a lot of videos, a lot of technical analysis videos. We don't get, oh, we got the breakout out of the upper trend line, we're going right to 45 cents, especially on bigger target or bigger patterns like this that have taken a while to set up. We don't get that usually, right? As much as I'd like to see daily candle, green, 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 and then we're there. As much as I would like that, that's usually not how it happens. We have to evaluate the story here. And a lot of the time, the story is pullbacks or throwbacks in this case. Now, that's what I'm continuing to analyze right now. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, which is to say, we've been hitting our targets. Actually, I tweeted this yesterday. Cardano trying to put in a busted rising wedge, target to 33 cents. Currently at immediate resistance, and that was around just over 30 to 31 cents. And what happened today? Look at this move on ADA. I mean, 0.329, it was just below 33. The target's pretty much hit, in my view. Now when targets are hit, it's kind of time for consolidation. And that story of consolidation, in my view, on the daily chart makes sense. If we look at the RSI, you can see in an overbought territory. What I really, and it still could happen. I mean, we have, how much time? We have 2 hours left on the current daily candle. What I really would like to see is ADA to actually, in the short term, and I'm talking about even as I upload the video, maybe tonight, ADA to keep going a little bit. I want to see this move, this swing high that's happening right now, I would like to see the higher high on price chart match a higher high on the RSI. I'd way rather see ADA put in another higher high on the RSI and then start consolidating. And then maybe we start getting the bearish divergence, right? Instead of getting bearish divergence now, meaning right now Cardano's going to consolidate. We're going to open a new daily candle. It's going to be red. This chart's going to start falling. This is bearish divergence. It's a lower high happening right now while ADA just put in a higher high on price. I would really like to see in the short term ADA get a little bit more separation to the upside. And what that looks like, we've hit our 33-cent target. I'm not exactly sure. On the hourly, I would just give it room to just kind of top out, right? Maybe that could be 33 to 35 cents up here. And then we put in a higher high on the daily RSI that we just looked at. And then it's consolidation. I'm talking about consolidation a lot because there's a case it doesn't happen. Cardano does just keep going, right? We see that happen in bull markets more than we would right now, and the shift to a bull market from a bear. It could happen. I'm not spending a ton of time talking about that because I want to analyze what happens in a retracement, because the retracement could be the setup for the bigger move. So we have the break above the 200. We're getting overbought, as we just looked at on the daily RSI, and we just very simply have the story of a throwback in play to the trend line. The trend line is right around 26 cents. But more importantly, we have the 20-day moving average, a green line, right around 27 to 28 cents. Now, a pullback or consolidation into that area is good and well-deserved and healthy for ADA. That becomes important because what do we also have on the weekly that I mentioned we'll revisit, and that is this. The 20-week moving average down here, potentially 27 to 28 cents retracement for ADA on the daily, could be testing the 20-week moving average support area. That green line is so key in this cycle shift. We talked about it back here, right? Breaking that area and holding support above that area, so key in the cycle shift to bull market. I don't know what would have happened if SEC didn't step in and just completely demolish the ADA charts, but it happened. We're retelling the story. ADA is above the 20-week moving average right now, around 28 cents. So a retracement to that area, and hopefully it doesn't happen in a very quick fashion, meaning all of a sudden this current weekly candle turns red or the next weekly candle is really red and we're just falling to test the area. Maybe it's sideways consolidation into the 20-week moving average. But what happens? Is there support there? That's something I'm evaluating. But right now, as things do kind of become a little overbought, I'm evaluating whether or not we do get one more swing high, which would be awesome. Start breaking maybe that 35-cent area, start testing this previous swing high back here around 35 cents, and then the consolidation to start testing these moving averages. That could be what's in play. So maybe one more swing high, and then we're really coming down, and we're going to start seeing negative sentiment step into play if that happens. But listen, retracements like that, or even if it happened now, it's not immediately a bad thing. A throwback to the trend line right here, not immediately a bad thing. It's a higher low. We're waiting for the macro shift of the Cardano charts. And my view is we have to be patient for that. We're not in a bull market right now, right? We can't just expect or anticipate we're just going to get parabolic move after parabolic move like we get in bull markets. That's what it looks like, right? A little bit sideways choppy and then up, sideways choppy and then up. We're not in that environment right now, I don't think. So trying to be patient with ADA. Let's see what happens at support areas, those moving averages that we discussed, and let's also evaluate and watch, see what happens on the hourly. Maybe this thing does keep going. And in that case, we're looking for some price discovery. And for me, that means structure. What's the structure that is getting ready to set up on ADA, whether it's consolidation now or maybe one more swing high? What's the structure that's going to set up off of this first move, like this first swing high, right? Is it going to be some type of symmetrical triangle of consolidation? Is it going to be some kind of falling wedge, falling channel before breakout? Is it going to be a rising wedge or rising channel? Who knows? I'm waiting for structure at this point as ADA is overbought on the momentum oscillator, the RSI. Still some room to the upside. We'll see what happens on the short term, but wanted to track all of these things, everybody. But at the end of the day, zoom out on the weekly. I think the story that's playing out right now and the setup for the next bull cycle for ADA is clear. And that's for another video, though, everybody. Hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I really appreciate you. Turn the notifications on. Hit these videos when they come out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.